Welcome to Bible for Self-Starters. We're beginning a study now of Book 3 in the Bible. That is the era of the writings. And so this is the era that is defined by what happens to Israel after they have gone into exile and after they have returned from exile. And so there is a narrative string in this section. Daniel is part of the exilic story, and so is Esther. And then there's Ezra and Nehemiah covering the story of when they came back from the exile and rebuilt the city and rebuilt the temple. And so there's a lot of retelling of the story. The books, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, are a retelling of the whole Bible story, all the way from Adam up to the time of the return from exile. Now, the interesting thing about this whole section is that in the stories, there is no direct involvement by the Lord himself. He uses messengers, angels, and things, but the Lord is not a character in the story nearly as much as he has been before, especially in the very beginning. There is in the writings begin with Psalm 1. There's a collection of psalms that include a psalm from Moses and psalms that are written during the exile and after. There is wisdom literature, the Proverbs, and many of those things were written down during the time of the kings. And now in the time of the writings, they are assembled into worship packages. The collection of the Psalms is written into 5 books that have designed to them for specific purposes and are designed to be used in the worship assemblages of the synagogue and temple. Then also there are a string of books called the Scrolls that include Job and Ruth, and those are read at the various holidays around the calendar that God gave clear back in Leviticus 23. And so during this time of the writing, you have these packagers, these what are called Canonicalers, that are assembling the canon of the Bible. They put together the law in its shape that we have it presently. And you'll see a lot of their statements in the books of the law where they'll say, it used to be called this, but it's now called this, or thus and so remains this way until this day. And they also assembled the prophets and the writings as well into a canon. And so the Hebrew Bible took shape during this period. And so the beginnings of Judaism, the Judaisms, there were more than one, of Jesus' day are seen, including Messianic Judaism, of which Jesus was the centerpiece. And so this is a very exciting time in the Bible when there's a lot of interpreting and rereading and understanding of where God has brought us, and why should we have hope now that the kings are lost and the land is lost. And God begins to show them to look forward in this time. So enjoy your time in the writings.